Another week, another news show. And here's all the nerdy news you need. Well, last week was a lot of Microsoft. So this week, let's add a bit of Sony into the mix. For this week, for a day or two at least, even though Xbox One has been trending for a while, Sony decided they were going to blow up Twitter for a couple of days. According to some sources, the PS4 would be employing some form of DRM for the used games it would have, and a lot of people did not like that. There was a massive campaign over the course of 2 days for Sony fans on Twitter. In my personal opinion, though, this seems just kind of like a big PR stunt. In my opinion, even for the Xbox One, a lot of the negative stuff, it kind of seems a little too unstable for a big company like Microsoft to mess up that big. I mean, I know we've seen it before, but I don't know. For Sony, at least, the reasons I'm starting to think this is just a big PR stunt is that Sony executives kind of poked fun at the thought of DRM on Twitter, including announcing a game called Death Ray Manta for the Vita, saying things like, DRM coming to Vita. Something interesting Sony confirmed this week, though, was that you can play almost every PS4 game that comes out on your PS Vita if you own one, using the remote play feature they talked about during the reveal. Now, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't own a PS Vita myself. I don't really know anyone who does. But it seems like a pretty cool concept, almost mirroring the Wii U's idea of the tablet play, being able to use that as like a second screen. Alright, and I've got some stuff on Microsoft this week too. Big shock. To add to all the other confusing info about the Xbox One, some news was leaked that the Xbox One would not allow indie developers to self-publish on the Xbox. And again, that made some people really, really mad. I don't know what Microsoft could possibly be thinking, but again, this kind of leads into the whole PR stunt to get people talking about it, because later in the week, Don Matrick, Microsoft's head of interactive entertainment, stated, in quotes, "We are going to have an independent creation program. We're going to sponsor it. We're going to give people tools. We're going to give more information." Woohoo! More information at a later date. I can respect Microsoft's determination to not release anything until they're ready. That's one of the reasons I've actually loved Bethesda, because, I mean, hell, Skyrim was in production for years, and we only knew about it a year before it released. But seriously, with E3 only about 7 days away, some ironclad details on the Xbox One would be nice. Alright, and amidst all the confusion and all the negative reaction to the Xbox One, like the good news we had for Sony and the PS Vita, we have some good news from Microsoft. With all the hate that was towards how much they focused on TV at their reveal, and again, even I admitted in last week's show, they talked about it way too much. Larry Herb, or Major Nelson, confirmed on Twitter that aside from there being TVs on the stage at E3, that's the extent TVs are going to have in the presentation, and that has me really excited. I've heard some pretty similar things about the Sony presentation, so something tells me we're going to have a lot to see, and it's going to be a damn good show. And to wrap things up this week, there were a couple of box art reveals for some upcoming games. Saints Row 4's box art and the box art for the new game for the Xbox One, Quantum Break, were released. Well, that's the nerdy news for the week of May 27th, 2013. I'll be back next week with everything else I can scrounge up. Thanks for watching.